Cayman Islands.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice. And the Cayman Islands National Museum. Explore captivating exhibits and learn about our unique heritage and culture.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990. 949-8037 or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studios.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees, so fair. Today's Friday, the 6th day of June 2025, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on our roads, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please, please, please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you a happy birthday or a belated happy birthday or happy belated birthday, whichever is applicable. And to remind you that the For the Record birthday shoutouts brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shoutouts. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we wish you a speedy recovery. And again, this morning, as usual, big shout out to Mr. Joel Wilson. And while he's back with us now, DJ Lynn, still want to give him a big shout out as well. Okay, so folks, I want to first of all thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I have the pleasure and honor of being your host. My name is Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m., during which period our phone lines are open. Beautiful radio voice of Miss Susan Watson waiting to take your calls. You can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flo. That toll-free number is 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. WhatsApp number 925-3261, where you can leave us a voice message, or we can accommodate calls as well. Only one call at a time can be taken on that number. Of course, you can follow us on YouTube as well, Facebook, all of those social media platforms as well. So first of all, let's look at the birthday shout-outs this morning. We see that Miss Anna Rose Scott celebrating her birthday today. Happy birthday to Miss Anna Rose Scott. And tomorrow, Robert Barreau will be celebrating his birthday. Also, Delrose Crawford and Elsa Hides. Delrose Crawford celebrating her birthday on the 8th, which is on Sunday, and Elsa Hides on the 8th and Sunday as well. Also want to remind you, if you're traveling on the Harkrail bypass in the vicinity of the New Health City complex, it appears, or it has been reported, that there's a 3-vehicle accident that occurred earlier. It is in the direction heading to West Bay that occurred. Not sure whether or not it has been cleared yet. So if you're traveling northbound, you could possibly be affected by it, because at one point in time, one lane was blocked as well. Again, what we also want to do here is we want to extend our sympathies or concern to the family of Mr. Andrel Harris. And of course, the search for him continues. The Royal Cayman Islands Police Service has issued an update. That update was issued yesterday. And at that point in time, they pointed out that the police continue their efforts to locate Mr. Harris, age 34 of Bordentown, who was reported missing to the police on Wednesday, the 4th of June. And of course, they report that he was last seen in the area of Pedro Castle Road, Bordentown, at approximately 9:30 p.m. on Tuesday, the 3rd of June. Following on from the efforts on the 4th of June, further ground, aerial, and coastal searches were conducted in the Pedro Castle area in search of Mr. Harris, based on information derived from CCTV and door-to-door checks. To streamline multi-agency response efforts between police, Cayman Islands Coast Guard, members of the public, and other agencies, Hazard Management Cayman Islands facilitated with a partial activation of the National Emergency Operations Center, known by the acronym NEOC, which included coordinating efforts of some of the NEOC emergency support teams, namely communications, community emergency response teams, known as CERT, first aid services by Red Cross, and activation of a call center for volunteer coordination, as well as Cayman mental health support. The Cayman Islands Baptist Church, located on Pedro Castle Road, was made available and utilized as a command center. Several teams, inclusive of emergency workers and members of the public conducted grid and aligned searches with additional information garnered from CCTV. The CICG conducted search operations, that's the Cayman Islands Coast Guard, conducted search operations on the ocean and utilized data from the Cayman Islands Weather Station to refine key areas. This included the use of underwater equipment, which aided visual searches for any items of interest. During the search, an item of clothing was seen but could not be concluded as associated with Mr. Harris at this time. The Royal Cayman Islands Police Air Operations Unit, helicopter and drone operators, private and Cayman Islands government coordinated via the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service drone team were deployed to enhance search capability in dense and wide-scale areas. Concurrent to this, several lines of inquiry were followed throughout the day, and based on information gathered, a further coordinated search will be conducted today, Friday, the 6th of June. They also highlight to ensure effective coordination and safety, any member of the public volunteering to help with search efforts is to meet at the Cayman Islands Baptist Church at 8:30 a.m. today, the 6th of June, where a briefing will be conducted prior to search commencement. So, if you want to volunteer to aid in the search, please be at the Cayman Islands Baptist Church on Pedro Castle Road at 8:30 this morning. They also point out that this remains an active police investigation. Mr. Harris was last seen wearing a blue shirt with sleeves rolled up and black pants. He is approximately 5'9" and of slim build with dark brown complexion and has long dreadlocks neatly kept. Additionally, he was last seen on Pedro Castle Road with what appeared to be brown paper bag and bottle in his hand, walking south towards Pedro Castle. The Royal Cayman Islands Police Service also requests that anyone who has seen Mr. Harris or knows of his whereabouts, you can call 911 or the Bordentown Police Station at 947-2220 as well. And, our hopes and our prayers remain with Mr. Harris and his family, and I am sure that the entire Cayman Islands do the same as well. With that, we're going to take a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Captain Swanson Curry Ebanks, 1914 through 1989. Curry Ebanks was the oldest of 10 children of John Audnett and Celestia Elvira Ebanks and attended West Bay Primary School.
Taught by some of the great Caymanian sea captains, he took command of his first ship at 17. He qualified as a master mariner at 21 and continued his life at sea until a car accident terminated his maritime career in 1960. He married 3 times and was widowed twice, and he fathered 8 children. He is best remembered for his victorious battle with the 1944 hurricane, which overtook his ship, the Jemison, en route from Swan Island to Grand Cayman. At the height of the storm, he decided to demast the ship to prevent it from rolling over, which would have meant certain death for everyone aboard. During the next 8 days, the ship had to be demasted 3 times. Each time, Captain Curry had the sails put into a seaman's bag and attached to the bow to function as a sea anchor, guiding the ship purely by dead reckoning. When the storm subsided and he got his first confirmed sighting, he was 5 miles off East End.
Radio Cayman's historical vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
This summer, choose from 10 international destinations for your vacation with Cayman Airways. Explore New York, discover Denver, roam Los Angeles, play in Tampa, shop in Miami, tour Panama, uncover Havana, hike in La Ceiba, jam in Kingston, or relax in Montego Bay. Connecting flights are also available from the sister islands. Cayman Airways offers more international non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline, and the lowest rates for checked bags. Book today at CaymanAirways.com, download our new mobile app, or call Cayman Airways reservations on 949-2311. Come fly with us and relax with your uniquely Caymanian airline.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Thinking about upgrading your sleep? It's time to discover big savings at Brand Source Home Gallery's Discover Day Mattress Sale. Save $800 on Stearn & Foster, $600 on Tempur-Pedic, $500 on Sealy mattress sets. Plus, enjoy free delivery. Say goodbye to the backaches, hello to the better rest. But hurry, sale ends June 7th. Visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive in Industrial Park. Call 623-5000 or check out brandsourcecayman.com.
Ready for some real magic this summer? Coca-Cola is giving your family the chance to win a trip to the happiest place on earth, Disney World, Orlando. Just buy any 8-pack of Coca-Cola or Sprite products at participating stores island-wide for your chance to make this summer even more magical. Imagine the laughter, the memories, the adventure, all with an ice-cold Coca-Cola in hand. Coca-Cola, real magic is just a sip away.
The Cayman Turtle Center's Turtle Crawl 5K is back, Sunday, June 8th, starting from the Cayman Turtle Center at 6:30 a.m. Registration is $25 CI and includes a race shirt and a goodie bag. All funds raised will support conservation of green sea turtles in the Cayman Islands. Corporate discounts are available by emailing info@turtle.ky. Register now for the Turtle Crawl 5K at turtlecrawl.ky. Proudly sponsored by Stingray Media, Double M Distribution, Health City, and Gatorade.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio, and we were supposed to have the members of the opposition on, but with my recent check of my WhatsApp after inquiring, I'm told that this finance committee has been, will commence this morning, and apparently notification only went out yesterday at 11 o'clock, so we don't have anyone in, but it is quite possible that we will have someone, the deputy leader of the opposition, call in. I'm going to encourage him to call in after the 8 o'clock news, if that is possible. We do have a caller on hold on. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC. Before I say...
Yeah, go ahead, caller.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go right ahead. Morning, how are you?
Okay, very well. Well, first of all, fine. Thank you, OC, and good morning to you and your listeners. First of all, of course, my heart goes out, like a lot of people in Cayman, to the family of Andrel Harris, and we do hope that there's maybe some miracle and he can go back to his family.
Yes.
That's the first thing. Yes, and then secondly, I wasn't calling about this, but I was just listening to you talking about this notification which went out about Finance Committee that it was meeting today.
Yes. I'm told that Finance Committee will be meeting today. Notification apparently, or some people were notified of it around about 11 o'clock yesterday.
Yeah, that's a fundamental problem, OC, with the Parliament. I know that the current Speaker, before he was appointed, he did make some issues regarding the need to ensure predictability of when Parliament is meeting and the committees are meeting, which is what is done in other parliaments. I know, of course, he hasn't had enough time to address that, but I just thought that since you mentioned it, that is one thing which really Parliament, in my view, has to do to upgrade like the way it operates. But what I really called for, the Premier was on the buzz yesterday, and I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't touch on some of the issues regarding clarification of their proposed legislation regarding rollover in government. But I have read the bill that they have published, which is the Public Service Management Amendment Bill. What is missing from their OC is that, okay, what they have done is they have basically amended the law to facilitate the making of regulations. So we are only going to get the details in the regulations. But that is not so much of a problem. What is a problem is that they haven't touched Section 26 and 41 of that act, of the Principal Act. Mm-hmm. Those are the ones we've discussed before, and a lot of people have discussed, which say that a Caymanian will only be given preference if their qualifications are roughly at the same level. Okay, that needs to change to say that if a Caymanian qualifies, they should be given the job. And because that will also affect how many people have to be rolled over, because if that section is amended and more Caymanians are recruited into government, then they will have to deal with less cases of rollover. So I'm really disappointed that is not touched, because a lot of people have called me and we have discussed it. They want those sections amended. But I guess that is one issue that will be discussed as part of the public discussion. Finally, Ossie.
Well, if I could say something toward on that issue, I believe I heard the Premier say that basically he has, things have been handed over to the Deputy Governor, and for he to work with the others in terms of, bringing something forward to them to the Cabinet now in relation to this whole thing, because, of course, the input on the public service management law, will be more coming from the Deputy Governor's side, whereas the ministry then responsible for immigration and work would deal with the other part. So I think things are left up to them now to work things out and come back to Cabinet with that, I believe.
Yeah, and that is correct. A lot of things we are going to learn from that. But I would have thought this one, since they have amended some sections in the Act, I would have expected that these two would be amended in the Act, because, as you know, OC, they can't amend those two by regulation. But let's see what happens. Maybe there might be further recommendations. But in closing, OC, there is always this issue about upskilling. Young people, come on, you upskill yourselves so that you can get this job. Now, I've never thought that in Cayman, the fundamental problem with work permits is upskilling. That is not the fundamental problem. I think in a few isolated cases, that might be the case. And I want to cite this case because now it has become a public case, the case of Miss Suzanne Bothwell. This lady has been in government for 24 years. She is now left. She was in government for 24 years. She was doing litigation for more than 10 years. And then after that, she was on the administrative side of the judiciary. So she knows the judiciary inside out. And she could have been appointed Assistant Solicitor General, Deputy Solicitor General, and maybe even higher. But she never was. In order for you to be a judge in the Grand Court, you need 10 years experience. She had more than twice that experience. And I want to leave this question with you and the politicians, OC. What upskilling did she need for her to be appointed a judge, especially that in the last 12 months they had a position which was open and which was given to somebody in the UK? What upskilling did Suzanne Bothwell need in order for her to be appointed a judge? Now, I do not think that the government should answer this by saying, oh, but it's the Judicial and Legal Service Commission which appoint. No. Judicial and Legal Service Commission will be guided by what you put in legislation as well as the policies that you implement. For example, if you were to amend those sections 26 and 41 of the Public Service Management Law and have similar amendments in the Judicature Act or in the Grand Court Act, maybe Ms. Bothwell would have been a judge today. I thank you for that. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Billy. And folks, we have reached that time of the morning. I do have a voice note that we're going to play after we return from the 8 o'clock news as well. So don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time by Foster's is 7:58.
It's time to start preparing for this year's hurricane season, and Foster's has the essentials you need to weather a storm.
Stock up on canned goods, non-perishable foods, water, health and first aid items, pet supplies, flashlights, and other hurricane kit essentials.
Start preparing now using our online hurricane guide and emergency checklist. Just head to fosters.ky for more info. You can also follow us at Foster's Cayman on Facebook and Instagram for helpful tips throughout the season.
Foster's, better because we care.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
On a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Message us at 925-3261 on WhatsApp today and get active with Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. Search and rescue efforts continue this morning for former Radio Cayman reporter and current Compass Media journalist Andrel Harris. Sounds of the police helicopter there as day 2 of ground, aerial, coastal, and underwater searches were carried out on Thursday in the area of Pedro Castle Road in Bodden Town, where Mr. Harris was last seen around 9:30 Tuesday night. He was reported as missing after not showing up for work Wednesday morning. Members of the public wanting to assist in this search are invited to a briefing at 8:30 a.m. at the Cayman Islands Baptist Church, which has been acting as a command center for the partially activated National Emergency Operations Center to streamline search efforts. Volunteers will be briefed by RCIP on safety precautions and given instructions on how to assist with the search efforts. No photos or video recordings of the search will be allowed. In other news, the RCIPS is investigating a shooting in West Bay where a dog was shot. Radio Cayman's Felicia Rankin-Salins reports.
Just before 3 a.m. on June 5th, police were dispatched to a report of a shot being fired at a residence off Billy Manderson Drive in West Bay. When officers arrived, it was discovered that a dog that belonged to the residence was seen next to a vehicle and appeared to have sustained a gunshot wound. The vehicle that also belonged to the residence was confirmed to have been damaged. No other injuries to any person was reported to the police as a result of this incident. The dog was transported to a veterinary office for treatment, but later succumbed to its injuries and was pronounced deceased. Police are investigating the circumstances of this incident and are encouraging anyone with information about what took place to call the West Bay Police Station at 949-3999. I'm Felicia Rankin-Salins.
And a Cayman fishing boat should be landing in Rotan this morning after sending out a distress call Sunday morning. The Coast Guard confirms that Cardvern is being towed by Honduran-registered motor vessel Cortez 1, which reached the Cardvern Wednesday afternoon. All 3 crew were on board and are safe. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller.
BBC News with Govinda Gill. Donald Trump has sought to downplay his public spat with Elon Musk, which erupted days after he left the president's administration. In an interview hours after sparring, Mr. Trump said things were going very well. White House aides are reported to have arranged a call between the two men to broker a peace. A court in Norway has sentenced a former doctor to 21 years in prison for 70 counts of rape. Arne Bude pleaded guilty to more than 20 charges of raping his patients. Russia says it carried out an overnight drone and missile attack on Kyiv in response to what it called terrorist acts on its own territory. On Sunday, Ukrainian drones destroyed or damaged more than 20 Russian bomber aircraft. The World Health Organization has called for urgent protection for the last 2 remaining hospitals in Gaza. The organization said there was no functioning hospitals in the north of the Strip, and both the hospitals in the south were at risk because of restrictions on aid and access. Israel's defense minister has said the military will keep striking Lebanon until it disarms Hezbollah. Israel Katz was speaking after airstrikes on the group's stronghold in southern Beirut. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has inaugurated a railway link connecting Indian-administered Kashmir with the rest of the country. The project includes one of the world's tallest railway bridges and a 12-kilometre-long tunnel through the Himalayas. The US Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, has addressed crowds gathered in Normandy to commemorate the 81st anniversary of the D-Day landings during the Second World War. More than 4,400 Allied troops were killed in the landings, which led to the liberation of Western Europe. BBC News with Govinda Gill.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Boddentown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Boddentown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
The 24th Annual Talent Exposition of the Arts, Joy, is here. Presented by the New Self-Help Foundation, Sunday, June 29th at the Hawkwill Theatre. Awesome performances by actress Caitlin Tyson, Erica Asai, Rico Rolando, Jade Dixon, Williams Quartet, Dequan Smith, UCCI Dance Company, Cayman Music School, Radiance Dance Studio, Centerpoint Dance Studio, John Gray Elite Strings, Lloyd Barker, Ola Jimmy LaPierre, and more. Tickets cost $15 CI prepaid and $20 at the gate, and available from the #1 shoe shop and Winners Circle Sports. Talent Exposition of the Arts, Joy, hosted by Anika Connolly and Lloyd Barker, June 29th at the Hawkwill Theatre. Gates open at 5 p.m. Show starts at 6 p.m. Part proceeds from this event to benefit the Foundation Educational Development Training Program of the Arts.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by CG Britcade, where people come first.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 84 degrees. Relative humidity is 77%. The barometric pressure 29.99 inches and rising. The wind is out of the east at 9 knots. Overnight low temperature was 81 degrees. Synopsis indicate continued light to moderate winds and seas will prevail across the Cayman area in association with a weak ridge of high pressure across the northern Caribbean. Radar images show isolated showers mainly south of the Cayman area moving towards the west. Now the forecast for today calling for partly cloudy skies with cloudy spells and a 30% chance of showers and a very slight chance of thunder. Temperatures today will be in the upper 80s with a heat index near 99 degrees Fahrenheit. Your winds will be easterly at 10 to 15 knots and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. Forecast for tonight calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers and a very slight chance of thunder as well. And temperatures dipping to the low 80s tonight. Your winds will be easterly at 5 to 10 knots and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. We're presently at a high tide and the next low tide will be this afternoon at 4 minutes after 1 with a high tide again tonight at 8. The sun will set this evening at 7 and will rise tomorrow morning at 5:47. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through Sunday evening. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
If you have an objection to this marriage, speak now or forever hold your...
Don't do it, Tevin! I still love you. I have since the day we stole your mom's car and got matching dolphin tattoos.
Oh, Lordy. Janelle? From spring break 08?
Yes, it's me.
Janelle, you've got to move on.
We're like the wedding guest that doesn't ruin the ceremony.
CG Brit K. Good like that.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Brit K, where people come first.
This summer, choose from 10 international destinations for your vacation with Cayman Airways. Explore New York, discover Denver, roam Los Angeles, play in Tampa, shop in Miami, tour Panama, uncover Havana, hike in La Ceiba, jam in Kingston, or relax in Montego Bay. Connecting flights are also available from the sister islands. Cayman Airways offers more international non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline, and the lowest rates for checked bags. Book today at CaymanAirways.com, download our new mobile app, or call Cayman Airways reservations on 949-2311. Come fly with us and relax with your uniquely Caymanian airline.
The new KFC nuggets have arrived. That unlike the no-gets. Ours are handmade using 100% white meat, unlike the no-gets. At KFC, we hand-bread every day to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
The Lions Club of Grand Cayman is proud to continue to serve our island community. During the last Lionistic year, they successfully carried out community projects like the Prostate and Colon Cancer Awareness Campaign, site screenings, spelling bees, swim meets, and their community food pantry. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman looks forward to continuing their service during the 2025 Lionistic year and for many more years to come. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman, where there's a need, there's a lion, serving the community for over 50 years.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning again. This time we take a quick look at what's happening on our roads. Cool Road traffic is slow moving. Slight delays expected. Linford Pearson Highway, steady traffic coming off of Bobby Thompson Way as well as Agnes Way. From the West Bay four-way stop, traffic is flowing moderately. And as we look to the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is moderate in both directions. There was a 3-vehicle accident early this morning. It's affecting maybe some travel heading to the West Bay area. It happened in the vicinity of the new Health City Hospital, so be aware of that. As we look to Godfrey Dixon Way and Eastern Avenue, traffic flowing at a moderate pace in both directions. Little steady traffic on Huldah Avenue. Further up on Shamrock Road, traffic flowing moderately. And if you see any other accidents, let us know by calling us at 949-6990. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic. Remember, click it or ticket.
Hungry? Need Subway any time of the day?
Yeah.
We've got you covered. Subway at Anderson Square, Centennial Towers, and Countryside Shopping Village is open 24/7, serving up fresh, delicious subs anytime you need them. And for your weekend cravings, West Shore Center is also open 24 hours on Friday nights and until 1 a.m. on Saturdays, because it's never too late for a great meal. Skip the line and order ahead with the Subway Cayman Islands app, or get your favorites delivered straight to your door with Bento and Let's Eat. Fresh, fast, and always here when you need us. Subway, eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Water Authority Cayman wishes to advise its valued customers of a planned service interruption on Crew Road between the intersections of Legacy Drive and Grand Harbor and Edgewater Way, including all side roads, to facilitate infrastructure upgrades. Service will be interrupted between the hours of 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. on Sunday, 8th June 2025. The Water Authority apologizes for any inconvenience this may cause and appreciates the public's understanding.
the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. As I pointed out earlier, some changes to our scheduling this morning as a result of the public accounts, Finance Committee meeting taking place this morning. What we're going to do, we have a WhatsApp message from one of our listeners, and we promised that we would play that after the news. So, Ms. Susan, please. Right. We're asking to hold off on your calls until we play this voice note on our WhatsApp. No WhatsApp calls.
Morning, Mr. O.C., and for the record, listeners, this is Mario Ebanks here. I just want to give you a few thoughts, since sometimes it's difficult to get on the show live, or I'm driving or whatever. So I just want to give you a couple of thoughts for today's rumination and discussion by you and your colleagues and other callers. The first is in relation to vaping, the use of these electronic cigarettes. That's really everywhere in Cayman at the moment, and I'm very concerned about what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing at the various presentations. There's the National Drug Council and the Youth Services Unit research that has been discussed around the island, and I want to encourage parents in particular of children to look at that research, go to the presentations, get the information. It's very serious. It talks about this thing of vaping, how vaping, V-A-P-I-N-G, is prevalent by some of the students, even in schools, are taking these electronic cigarettes into schools and sharing it. And some of those vaping units, apparently, based on the NDC research, one of those canisters can be as strong as 590 cigarettes, and that's in a one canister. So it's very, very strong with nicotine and potentially other chemicals. Very dangerous to developing young brains in our country. Talking about human capital development, this is human capital destruction that's taking place. The other thing that comes out of the National Drug Council research is in relation to the cannabis infused gummies and edibles that are also sneaking into our market and getting into possession of young people, school-age children. Again, encouraging the public to get this research from the National Drug Council, attend the sessions in your district if you can attend and if it's available, and get the facts. And I believe, and I want to call today for the prohibition of vaping, or these organizations, these shops that are doing all this, selling all these vaping, and there must be some limitations on the access of these units by young people. I'm not sure how it's going to be done, but it's a serious problem. And if we end up having a generation of young people addicted to nicotine or cannabis at a young age, we're going to have a very, very dismal future in the country. The second quick point is in relation to the cost of living, and what I see as several organizations, several stores, retail and wholesale, that are jacking up their prices in recent weeks as a result of this discussion, proposal by the United States about all these tariffs. And even though the tariffs have not really come in formally to the extent that it was, people are using tariffs as an excuse to jack up their prices. And I think that the Chamber of Commerce and the Department and Ministry of Commerce needs to find a way of monitoring this, because prices are going up all the time. And I see it in particular in one recent case I've had in the price of building materials. So it's quite serious. The third point I want to raise quickly is, you mentioned yesterday in the show about these people that are young people using these social media to do acrobatics on the road with bicycles or mopeds, and I wonder whether time mightn't be right to ban the the social media sites that kids have access to, because some of that is very, very dangerous content. Maybe that's very draconian, but if we don't have some draconian measures, we could end up with a real dismal future for our country. So it's a balance, right? I'll leave those 3 points. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. God bless you all.
Okay, we want to thank that listener, and I guess we can call him a call of sorts, since it, for that information as well. For that voice note, very, very important subjects that they really need to be expanded on. They need to be looked at. Very, very, very serious issues there as well. We have so much on our plate, and that is why I respect those persons who are prepared to amplify those issues, to bring them to our attention as well, and then to move forward with them also. So it is the Finance Committee that will be meeting at 10 o'clock, not the Public Accounts Committee. And do a little bit of research here. I have, there was someone who I asked to call in after the 8 o'clock news. So hopefully that person will call as well. Meanwhile, we do have another caller. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Hey, morning. How's it going?
Everything going good. I just also hopeful that they can find Mr. Harris well.
Mm-hmm.
Nice guy. Know him well.
Yes.
And kind of surprising. OC, we small community, and we've been having so many people disappear that there's no answer finding them.
Mm-hmm.
Not finding them at all. Just being such a small place. Yeah. And the vaping that Mr. Mario was just talking about, I spoke about that to a friend back because I read something where it attacks your lungs and affects your lungs, right?
Okay.
So I got a nephew that I see him, I guess it's fashionable, to have that, and they blow out all the smoke and stuff. So I asked him a question. I said, what's in there? He said, yeah, nicotine. I said, so you went from smoking a natural herb to getting nicotine from something that you don't know where it's coming from, or you showed nicotine in there. I said, what else in there?
Mm-hmm.
He said, he don't know.
Yep.
I said, but they got it flavored, right? That's to trick you. The flavor is to trick you. And they put it in a fancy little apparatus, so it can look fashionable, So yeah, I spoke about that before. But also what I wanted to say really was, aren't we as generational Caymanians or government concerned about our culture, where our culture, OC, and way of living Caymanians are going, the direction? Because, OC, I could get off at Norman Manley Airport, and before I get to my hotel, I could stop at about 100, 150 different little places in Jamaica that is traditional Jamaican still,
Mm-hmm.
And I would see what my friend called hardcore yade man, and speaking a language that you got to pay close attention to understand. No changes.
Mm-hmm.
No changes. Every soul now OC comes here are imposing their culture on us, and and because we're such a small community, it's easy to be spread over the land, and then our people too tends to want to adopt instead of continue our traditional ways. Right now, I don't know if you could leave wherever you are at lunchtime and go to and have a choice places that you could go and get traditional Cayman food, like how you would be able to go Jamaica or St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Barbados, and do that same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So even our music, if we didn't have the swanker band, think about it, if we didn't have the swanker band, we would have no traditional Cayman music as we know it. And I'm wondering now if the Minister of Culture would be looking into staging events and implementing certain things, because, see, to be honest, we not advanced that much as a people, because back in the day, you've been here, our people had this country to a point where they determine who come here. If you had look a certain way, you couldn't land here in Cayman.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And they never pull no punches with that. See,
there was a time when if you had dreadlocks, you couldn't come. And remember the days of the hippies, as well. Come. Yeah, long hair.
So it wasn't that they were prejudiced in color or anything. They told you straight and plain, if you're hippie, you can't come out.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the way, and everywhere that we went back then, you could have a meal that was satisfactory, or something that we grew up with, that we knew of. And if you check out, so many of the young men that I know, because they all went to sea, and they were cooks. It's not that the mother took them in the kitchen and show them. It just was instilled in us by just growing up in that culture. But now none of that is being passed on. So how at this time, another 10, 15, 20 years, all our culture going to disappear? Is that the time frame we can put on that? Because
it could happen if we don't do what is necessary to keep it alive and to protect it as well.
Yeah, that concerns me. See, I'm another 2 generation not gonna know anything about Cayman culture, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't step up, and I think the government they're so eager and so quickly to give concessions, to outsiders. The same way they can give away concession, they can put money into displaying our culture and teaching our culture and having events that display our culture, so that the young people can adopt it or at least know about it. But there's not too many events happening in Cayman and not even for the tourists, because the tourists all come here asking for certain things like that too. See. Because I meet people up at Rum Point area now, say they used to be on the 7 Mile. They have sold a condo and have moved to that end of the island, because that in the eastern area is still more what they appreciate.
Yes. A little
So,
bit more privacy, much quieter and everything. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, more like an island, island flavor. So I think we need to start looking into those things and try and get some pride. You come into the airport, and I want to see we've had big sign of resort up on the wall, how much land you can buy, or some real estate agent. I go to Bahamas, and when you walk in from the jetways coming down all along in the airport, there's photos of the Bahamian people, the athletes, they're different people in the community. I don't see one. We don't got one picture. But you gotta go. You gotta exit. You gotta exit the airport. Not the airport, but the department, the custom department. When you get out there in the waiting room, you see a few photos of places in Cayman. But for the tourists coming in, but when the tourists get out there, they're not looking back. They're trying to get to the car, to get to the beach. So that should be the first thing they see coming through the custom area. That kind of display. So yeah, we're going to commercial.
Yep.
To commercialize.
Yes.
So we need to look into that.
Everything is for sale.
Yeah, everything is for sale. So I don't know if you got your people you can look into and make them commission you to start some sort of program when I say commission, I mean good commission too, so don't go in there asking for the only alarm. Yeah, I'll see. Talk to you later.
All right, take care. All the best. Before we're going to go to a commercial break before we take the next caller, but we do have a birthday shout out here. They're wanting to send birthday greetings to their husband, Shakir, from Mali, Rebecca, grandson Jalen, and wife. Much love, best dad in the world. Shakir, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, Shakir. Happy birthday from Mali, Rebecca, grandson Jalen, and wife. Much love, best dad in the world. With that, we're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
This summer, choose from 10 international destinations for your vacation with Cayman Airways. Explore New York, discover Denver, roam Los Angeles, play in Tampa, shop in Miami, tour Panama, uncover Havana, hike in La Ceiba, jam in Kingston, or relax in Montego Bay. Connecting flights are also available from the sister islands. Cayman Airways offers more international non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline, and the lowest rates for checked bags. Book today at CaymanAirways.com, download our new mobile app, or call Cayman Airways reservations on 949-2311. Come fly with us and relax with your uniquely Caymanian airline.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Thinking about upgrading your sleep? It's time to discover big savings at Brand Source Home Gallery's Discover Day Mattress Sale. Save $800 on Stearn & Foster, $600 on Tempur-Pedic, $500 on Sealy mattress sets. Plus, enjoy free delivery. Say goodbye to the backaches, hello to the better rest. But hurry, sale ends June 7th. Visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive in Industrial Park. Call 623-5000 or check out brandsourcecayman.com.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. The phone lines are open. We do have a caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Orrett.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Morning, Orrett. I said good morning, Mr. Orrett. I'm all right. I listened to your discussion. And I heard the voice note.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think about how we did in hearing Cayman, if we really conscious or anything like that, because sometimes when I see some people do some things, right, I don't know if it's just because of the fear or is it because of just like they don't really think about the consequences of certain things that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we got smokers. Yes, it's unhealthy to smoke. I've been a smoker from 2010, and I limited since 2018 the amount of smoking of cigarettes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know it's damaging to your lungs, and I've witnessed it since COVID that, hey, my shortness of breath, man, I used to run 2-3 miles without having no problems, and now I can't even do one kind of thing, right?
Okay.
And I improved that. I stuck with the herbs, but I can remember when the first time electronic cigarettes came into the island that I was aware of, and they were selling in the gas station. Within the first month of the introduction of that was years ago now, it said in some Chinese report saying that they had popcorn lung, something called popcorn lung. And immediately, I didn't have no doubt about it. I said, that could have been fake news. And I still would have been convinced because it only makes sense that if you put moisture in your lungs, the damage in it. And that's what the vapors is all about, because you say it's not smoke anymore, it's vapor, water vapor or something like that. And just the introduction of water alone into your lungs is frightening to me, because I would prefer to burn than to die. Than to die drowning. And the thing is about it, right? We got some people that they have their children doing these things and they know it too enough. They know. This is the scary part. They know that their children doing these things. And what they do to enforce that their children don't do it, what they do, they just keep providing them with the money to buy it. And then what happens?
So do you believe that? Do you believe that the parents are aware of the dangers associated with vaping?
I believe they do. The thing is about it is that you cannot even punish children no more, sir. You can't even punish children no more for doing wrong things. And it all it's doing, right, especially in the schools, is teaching children how to rebel against their own parents. All it's doing is this whole idea that now the children have rights and they can wear what they want to wear at school and they can style their hair as the way they want to in school. When I was growing up, I never used to have that privilege, I graduated in 2010. And here what, as much as I didn't like it, I thank God for it, because at least now I know how not to act in school and public now when I'm older. Because when I was in primary school, I remember I was one of those rude kids that used to like to throw tissue paper, wrap them up and put them on the ceiling. And I remember Miss Kidd used to double up her belt because none of us wanted to admit who the fault is and give it to every single one of us. And those are the type of things that we need to put back. Not saying that we need to abuse children. It's not abuse that I'm encouraging. We need to put back the children to fear God and to honor their mother and their fathers. And that will teach them how to respect other people as well, especially the elders, and say, yes, mom, yes, sir, good morning, good afternoon. All those good morals that we used to have when we growing up as Caymanian children that the best of the world don't have. Some of these kids that you got growing up, and now you say good morning to them and they put their finger in their mouth, look at you, and they don't know how to say good morning back.
Yeah.
They were taught that you shouldn't talk to strangers. I was taught the same thing too, but I know my people. I know my people. I don't just sit down and listen. If my mom and my daughter used to talk to somebody, I'd be like, yo, that's a person that my mom and my daughter associate with. So there must be something that my parents introduced me to that person, and it sticks with me. Up to today, I still know people that know me more than I know them. So this is something that we need to put back in as Caymanians, to set differences apart from the foreigners. If we want to know who is Caymanian and who is not Caymanian, every Caymanian person that I talk to knows that God is real, was raised in a church, whether they're going through it now or not. And we know what is right from what is wrong. And if we're doing anything wrong, we know we're doing it against God's will.
And if they're doing things despite their parents, at the end of the day, they're also doing damage to themselves further down the line. They may not feel it now, but later on it will have the effects. Unfortunately, it will have the effects on them. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Those effects could be permanent and very, very, very sudden. Very sudden.
Okay.
I keep telling my little brother about playing on the road, and about a story that was told to me about my own uncle when he was in school that got ran over by a milk truck. But these are the things that we need to teach each other. We got roads that are so unsafe right now, and I have an uncle that passed away from a road accident. And drinking and driving is not cool. I don't understand what makes people think that the drinking and driving is cool. And the only reason why they're drinking and driving is because they have to get to the next destination to drink a little bit more. And it's not nice at all, yo. Every single one of these police officers that know where the places are, I don't know why they're not doing their job that good, like how it's supposed to be. Like why they're not observing people. I remember back then, like 2012, 2013, I remember I used to see the police officers gladly walk through the bar. gladly walk through the bar. We sit down, we look at them and be like, okay, cool, they're doing their job. And I had no problem with that. I don't think anybody should have any problem with that. But we need to make sure that if the police officers know who the gunmen are, like they say they do, they know where the people are, and they check them out, keeping sure where people are in the public, because they know who the criminals are. I read a little article about it, and I think it's pretty clear that we need to be a little bit more safer and know our people.
Yep. Okay, caller.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Really good to hear, from you. And I must say, I have listened to you over the years, and I really want to congratulate you, because I have heard you mature in your approach, your reasoning, and everything. And, I want to do as much as I can to encourage you. I know that there was a listener the other day who, they were really thrilled and astounded by the way that you spoke and, the subjects that you talk about. And I just want to encourage you to continue to do that. You're going to go a long way.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I appreciate it too. I trying to just do my civic duty and just make people be educated. An educated society is unfit for slavery.
Yep. Okay. Thank you very much. So we have a birthday shout out to caring, loving, beautiful mom, wife, and friend. Yes, Shadeen McLaughlin. So birthday shout out to Shadeen. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Shadeen McLaughlin or Shadeen McLaughlin. Happy birthday. Also, this one has to do with a graduation. This person says, good morning, my beautiful Cayman Islands. I'll like to give a big congratulations to my firstborn granddaughter, Sherry Carter, who will be graduating tomorrow from med school. That is St. Matthew's School of Medicine. So we have a doctor in the family and give God thanks. This is her proud Nana, Claudia Metzier. Also, they have pointed out that the graduation will be in Rhode Island. So Miss Sherry Carter, graduating from medical school, St. Matthew's School of Medicine. Congratulations coming from her mom, Claudia Metzler. Claudia Metzler. Graduation taking place in Rhode Island tomorrow. Congratulations. I think on one of her Facebook posts, one of the listeners said, good morning, bring back the Caymanian Protection Law. We are made to understand that the name will be changed to Caymanian Protection Law, but we just want to bear in mind and be cautious that if it is only a change in name and nothing else, doesn't put us any further ahead if it's just a change in name. The substance of the legislation must be designed in such a way that first and foremost it will protect Caymanians. We do have another caller, but we're going to take the commercial break first. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Are you feeling overwhelmed, sad, stressed out, or suicidal and need support? Call 1-800-534-6463. K-Mind, Mental Health Helpline. It's okay to ask for help. K-Mind Mental Health Helpline, available from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Friday. It's free and confidential support and guidance on your emotional and psychological health.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have several callers queued up, about 3 of them. So we just want to say to each caller, bear in mind someone is waiting behind you as well. Let's take the first caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Good, good. And you always know when I'm calling so you can make your statement, I think.
I tell you what, if I knew if I knew sometimes, no, we have no way of knowing.
Well, I'm gonna have to try to beat Graham Lincoln because
he was already on.
I know, yeah, he got that on speed dial, man. Damn. Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Pretty good, thankful. This morning I was, an NRA truck crossed me. It's a dump truck. It's a dump truck, right? And if you see the leaves that was blowing off of the back of that dump truck, it was unbelievable for NRA truck that you would think that they would be in this protection of us on our roads and everywhere else.
Yeah, they would be setting the example, huh?
Set an example. And just yesterday, I think it was this open back truck going with some mold, looked like. And while they're driving, that is flying onto the cars that are coming behind them. No coverage. I don't know. We need some serious things on this road here. Yesterday when I was coming up, Minister 4 o'clock, and watching the cars, how they were moving on the road, it made me feel like in a second like I was in the U.S. driving amongst a bunch of people that in a haste that practically going nowhere here in Cayman. The roads are so short and your distance that you got to go to is really coming up on you. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So what is the purpose of the flying on our road? Because then we got 2 and 3 more lanes on our roads. Well, I'm asking whoever today, stop the lanes. We need no additional lanes in this island because it's just causing a lot of swinging out and swinging in of these crazy drivers, and they're at a speed that all you can see is when they just cross your front bumper or your back bumper. Out here is not nice.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It is not nice. But I want to say this morning, we got a lot of gas stations in this island. A girlfriend of mine called me a couple of weeks ago, practically crying. She went to 4 different gas stations looking for air for her tire and no air to be found to put in her tires in her car. I want to know who those gas stations runs under. Is it off rig or is it because of whoever renting it or own it is their responsibility? Is there someone checking out these places to make sure that they're giving the service that they got a license for? You know, you go in, you get gas, and they don't ask if they could check your oil or clean your windows. I miss Beatman and Manny and all Barry, he's still around, you know. But when they had a gas station, they would take good care of you when you come to the station. But today, it's just putting your gas in your car, and sometimes they don't even close the blasted gas tank back when they're in such a hurry, or they don't care. Where their minds are, I don't know.
Some of them still do that, and I'm not making any excuses for them, but the business model has changed in relation to service stations now. You know, more food. They're intent on selling gas. Most of them will tell you that they make very little money off of the profits from gas. The profit margins are so thin, so they make their money from food and everything else. I guess in the past, the provision of air, it went from where at some stations, I'm not sure whether or not in the Cayman Islands, you actually had to pay for it, to there being none at all. I guess that is considered to be a side thing, you know, one of the perks, but not necessarily a requirement. But yes, maybe it is something that should be looked at in terms of if you're going to be issued a license, let's see what services you're going to be providing to the public. You know, if it's a gas station, then what services are you going to be providing to those persons who have vehicles?
Exactly.
Good point. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So do you know if any gas station could be going up in another one in the eastern side for these people that so need another gas station up there? Have you heard of anything being going to be built up there, such a north side, and you know?
No, I haven't, but I am sure that as soon as you see that extension go up in that area, you're likely to see a service station. Now, that will be to the detriment of places like Austin's gas station and Oz's gas station. What needs to be done in situations like that, right? Similar to what we see in the U.S. on the highways and stuff. We shouldn't allow any more gas stations on the highways, so that if you wanted to get gas, you go off to the local roads and you get your gas. And this way you have less congestion, less, you know, in and out of traffic if we allow that. So I would say when that extension goes in there, don't allow any gas stations on it.
I understand and understand exactly where you're coming from, and but you know, sometimes when people go home in the evening, they say, "Oh my God, I forgot to get gas, and I better cross North End," and they go on East End. They got hopefully to get to the gas station in East End, or they go into North Side. They're like, "Oh, I hope I have enough to get me back to Bordentown tomorrow morning." And the traffic is crazy to be stopping to try to get gas 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning when you already lost your chance in your line trying to get into town. You know, it's just crazy.
Okay.
Steve?
Let me just grab another caller, please. We have about 3 of them. Let me grab another one. I'm going to be here until 10 o'clock, but we want to grab at least one more before we go to our 9 o'clock news.
Cool.
Okay. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, Office.
Hey, morning. How are things?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, man, brother, I'm leaning back. I was listening to the Premier and Mr. Anglin yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Raleigh. Raleigh is a fine man for that job. I take my hat off to him. He's one of the best education ministers that the Cayman Islands has ever had.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I'm glad that he's in that position again. Yeah, really good move on the Premier thing there, you know. Now, but I hear him talking about this immigration reform. I just checked the immigration board, right? Check that out. Mr. Mr. Jerry, I guess I think it's a good deal, Chairman.
That's the work permit board.
Yeah, work permit board. Well, it's the same color red. No, I'm not hearing none of them addressing the referendum. And it is, in my point, wrong. It is wrong. What they are addressing is the rollover in the civil service. That is protection of their clique, their clan. they mob. Because remember, Mr. Orrett, I remember the only union in the Cayman Islands is the civil service. It's called the Civil Service Association.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Listen, any way you want to call it, it's a union. Am I right or wrong, brother?
Yeah. Well, the description of it is there. It has been created to protect and to collectively bargain for civil servants. Yes, it is recognized as a union, even though in those days when it was created, union was a bad word in the Cayman Islands. Still is to a certain extent.
No. Now we come into the book of law.
Mm-hmm.
When Dr. Frank McField and them were talking about a labor union, they wanted to murder the black poor boy. Right? You remember them? Oh, we can destroy Jim Body. We can ruin the Cayman Islands with that. Because that was protecting the average Caymanian. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But the Civil Service Association, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a union. That's look here. You want immigration reform? Oh, see, you can look back on my campaign. You know what we need? At least 6 to 10 people dealing with strictly overstaying, and people coming in here, I know for years and years and working, and the illegal work that is going on, illegal rent cars, illegal this that's going on right in front of their eyes. But for some reason, we don't want to address that problem. No. You remember I tell you that I asked Minister Bryant about the moving a motion for the marijuana.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
No, see, I can lay down my spliff this morning and I stopped smoking weed in my life. That I knew I could bet on this. If the cruise ship thing had got as much worse as the marijuana, you would hear the trumpets blaring of Georgetown Central. Aye. But they don't want to come to that. You need a new economy. You're talking about worrying about money to build this, money to build that. Take 1% of the money going through here. Start a medicinal marijuana industry in the Cayman Islands. What we don't want to do that? Because barefoot people like me could legally make $100,000 a year off of medicinal marijuana. They don't want that. No, they want me to live the life of a dog, hiding in the bush. Yeah, behave yourself. That's what they want. But I not behave myself. I want the Premier to come to the table. The people voted for it. It's not binding, but the people have spoken.
Mm-hmm.
And when the people speak, what do politicians do if they have any sense? They listen to the people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you got to give them. You have to give them time too, though. You can't do everything. In the first week after you've gotten in. Give them time, and let's see what comes out in the strategic policy statement and all of those things first. You got to give them time. Have to give them time.
See.
Got to be reasonable.
See.
Mm-hmm.
If they bring up anything about marijuana and that strategic policy plan.
Mm-hmm.
Partner, I come in Cayman and I can take you out. We going up Morris Day and we can have I know you don't like to drink, but I take you out for dinner and buy you a beer. We smoke some ganja and eat some part of the island. The beautiful part of the island. You don't have to smoke. I'll take care of your chair.
Okay. Sounds good.
But I can guarantee you it will not be there, and it will not be the industry for medicinal marijuana. 14 years, I think this is 16 years now is gone since we introduced medicinal marijuana, right? For the doctors and the pharmacists to make the pile of money. But the locals not make no money off it. It's a shame.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to ask you to leave us there. Got to go to our 9 o'clock news, but I'm going to be here until 10 o'clock. And then this afternoon, I'll be here from 12:15 until 2:30 as well. The scheduled guests that we had planned for 12:15, that has been canceled, trying to work something else out. If not, then the phone lines will be open this afternoon as well, and I will be your host. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after headline news.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
Volunteers and emergency workers have been briefed this morning as the search continues for a missing journalist. Acting Chief Inspector Ian Yearwood has this message for potential search volunteers.
To ensure an effective coordination and safety of any member of the public volunteering to help with the search efforts, we are asking you to meet at the Cayman Islands Baptist Church, where a briefing will be conducted prior to any search commencement.
The National Emergency Operations Center was partially activated on Wednesday, with the Cayman Islands Baptist Church acting as the base of operations for day 2 of the search for 34-year-old Andrel Harris. Mr. Harris was last seen walking down Pedro Castle Road in Bodden Town around 9:30 p.m. on Tuesday night. The search continues today. U.S. President Donald Trump calls Elon Musk, quote, the man who has lost his mind, in new comments following the pair's fiery public row on Thursday. The White House tells the BBC Trump does not intend to talk to the tech billionaire today after reports they would speak on the phone later. The rift between Trump and his former advisor erupted into the open on social media, starting with the president saying he was, quote, disappointed with Musk's criticisms of his spending bill. Musk then accused Trump of, quote, ingratitude, adding, quote, without me, Trump would have lost the election. Musk's companies, including Tesla, SpaceX, and Starlink, have direct contacts with the United States government. On Thursday, Musk walked back from an earlier threat to decommission a crucial SpaceX spacecraft used by U.S. astronauts. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. I still have callers on hold. Let's grab the next caller. WhatsApp caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor. This is Kenneth Bryant.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, sir. I want to just first apologize for not being able to make it in this morning. As you rightfully highlighted, we have Finance Committee this morning. So, and with a very short notice, less than 24-hour notice, which is quite unconventional for Parliament to do such a thing, and we don't even know the reason why they have done that. But we are going in this morning, so we have to obviously try to catch ourselves up as to where we are with the Finance Committee numbers.
Okay.
So that's why we're not on the show this morning. But I sent you the supplementaries as to what they will be requesting monies for. And interestingly enough, the supplementaries has to cover areas which had a major effect on the preview. And for those who are listening, the preview is the pre-election report, which was with this controversial $26 million deficit figure. And I've still yet to hear how the first quarter surplus will affect the outcome, because they refuse to answer that. But hopefully we can get some answers today in respect to that when the Finance Committee comes together. As you know, the other caller called in about the referendum question, and I've sent you a parliamentary question via WhatsApp.
Yes, I see that. I see that as well. But since you've called in, you can tell him you can expand on that if you wish, if you so wish.
Okay. Well, I wasn't planning to stay very long. I didn't, because I'm trying to make my way there. I'm already 5 minutes late.
Okay.
But you can happily read it out to the members. That's one of 6 questions I've already filed. For whenever the House meets, because Finance Committee isn't Parliament itself. It's just in the Parliament building, but it's a separate committee that deals with the finances. So I just want to apologize to the public. Trust me, I want to stay committed to communication with the public as we always do. Just unfortunate, the circumstance of the government's last minute announcement of this has caused us not to be able to be there, because we had to prepare for today's agenda. All right?
Okay.
Thank you so much, Osi.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm extremely grateful for that explanation as well. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Osi, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Fine. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Yep. So, I wasn't going to call about the ganja, but it sparked my mind again, you know what I mean? So, one of the first things I want to ask you, right, is how does the Cayman Islands government, right, handle witness protection within the Cayman Islands? How do they handle that?
I don't know, and I'm not sure that anyone in the public domain would know that as well, because that would breach the whole and run contrary to the whole idea of protecting witnesses. If we were to know how they handle it, if that's what you mean.
No, just like how they would go about it. Like, what, do they put them in a cave? Do they send them to Florida? Like, how do they protect the witness? You understand? That's all.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I would imagine with the Cayman Islands being so small that it certainly would not be that they would be remain in this jurisdiction.
Okay. So one can say then, if you have a lack of security or, inquiry of how you would be protected if you wanted to, call out a crime, especially a big crime, how would you feel protected then? Or how would you feel the need to do the right thing, right? When you know you probably won't have the right protection in giving your or being anonymous, like what you talk about. When we don't have that clear in our mind that really and truly that this is what will happen. I mean, I'm not saying nobody will tell us how we go on, but
and you mean let's say, for instance, if you were a witness in a case as opposed to providing tips, because they do have tips hotline that where you can provide information anonymously. But if you're talking about being a witness in a particular case, right?
Yes, sir.
And even with that, I believe under extreme circumstances, a person can provide evidence and their identity is protected. Now, I believe simply because of the whole concept of a person being accused having the ability to face their accuser and everything else, that sometimes that may be challenged. But if a witness, as you know, feels that they're at risk, personal risk, bodily risk, they could ask for that as well. That would be for the court to determine whether or not that would be allowed for the person to testify as an anonymous witness.
Okay. All right. So thanks for sharing that with the public, or me and you can have that for the public.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for asking the question.
No, just, I wanted to ask you one last thing, though.
Sure, go ahead.
Sorry. So I was watching Radio Cayman the other day. Something about somebody killed somebody, right? While under the influence of alcohol, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was an accident. I understand. Okay, I can just say that. I understand. Yeah, right. Now I hear that 18 months they were given for taking a life.
No sentence. I think the sentencing is going to be, I believe it's the 20th of this month. I believe that was one of the arguments and one of the recommendations being made by the person's attorney. But no decision has been made on that yet.
Well, okay, we can skip that case. We can go back to other cases.
Mm-hmm.
I know of one that where somebody did the same thing, and I think they only got 4 years. Now, this to the ganja point now, 1 minute. If you get caught with a certain amount of ganja, and it looks like, intent or, whatever, you're not going to be given 4 years. I guarantee you. But I want to ask the public, and especially my elders, right? What are you really trying to say, right? That if you hurting somebody, especially under the influence of alcohol, that you literally going to get less time than bringing in something or smoking something or using something that is recognized by the rest of the world. I guarantee you, driving drunk and hitting somebody in the rest of the world, you have the same premise is that you have to serve at least 30, 40 years. You have to. Now, down here now, it looks like it's the opposite. So I want to know where the idea of, kind of like semi-glorifying that you got away drinking and hit somebody and you only got a certain amount of time compared to how they treat you when you smoke ganja. You literally ousted for life. You understand? No job. You got police record, all that. And I've seen people with more on a police record get government jobs, right? And I see where certain people, where they only have ganja on their record, they will never get a government job. And when I tell you now, they have higher cases, rape, child abuse, all them type of things. They will get a government job quicker than the ganja smoker. So I want to know what from my elders, and I don't think you're that old yet, but I guarantee you probably can answer this for me. What do you think? What's the benefit of having that message? Kind of, whether you want to say it directly or indirectly, propagated or spread around this island. Tell me what's the benefit of that?
What message?
Ganja is that evil?
What message?
Ganja is really that evil? The message is that you would get less time for hitting somebody under the influence of alcohol than smoking or growing or bringing in ganja.
Yeah,
how?
That's a good point.
How can I go like that?
That's a good point. And if you listen to me the other day, I put the argument forward that we should, and others put it forward in terms of messages that they sent to the show as well, that driving under the influence should now be classified as a felony as opposed to just a traffic conviction.
Yes. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But why? Like we hearing our elders talking about people driving on the road with the truck not covered up,
Mm-hmm.
this and that. But I bet you they won't say anything about really alcohol or, you understand, or the accidents that happen in here through people being under the influence of alcohol.
Mm-hmm,
You understand?
mm-hmm.
This is why I don't understand with that. This is why I think like they really think ganja is so evil. You understand? That they would put across the value of life. I mean, you had that conversation already. The value of life for what? For so that you can make sure that you know there's somebody out there that you can call evil or that you can blame for the problems going on here. Because that's why I believe it's all about keeping the ganja illegal with the Cayman Islands. You know?
Mm-hmm,
That they need somebody to call the evil person. You know what I'm saying? And before I get too heated, because I gotta go work now. You know, I just end it there. But
okay, yeah.
You to, you know, kind of explain that to the elders, because I know you learn a lot in your life, right?
Oh yes, and still learning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Get to work safely as well. We're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superhero shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. This person has written, I'd like if you could give a shout out to I think this is Sir John A. Cumber Primary School, because they use all the acronyms, SJACP, Sir John A. Cumber Primary School. The children performed an excellent performance, or I would say the children made an excellent performance of arts last night at school. It was the best performance I've ever seen by all the students and Miss Jefferson. They deserve any and all acknowledgements. In my humble opinion, I would say that it was a first-class performance. So congratulations to the John A. Cumber Primary School on your performance, your excellence performance of the arts last night as well. Any callers on hold, Miss Susan? We have a WhatsApp caller. Let's grab the WhatsApp caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Miss Osi.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, good. Miss Osi, about 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes.
Okay.
Right? Her uncle, I was calling her early on, right? And at that time, he drafted a petition, which I have assisted him with.
Mm-hmm.
So that time, it was antiquated. And we get a couple hundreds, plus 1,000. And I'm not sure the figure. For me personally, I get a couple of dozens. Well, right? One of my sources in West Bay, we dispersed that. Then went over the island. So I went one time to a steam field in Sterling, the Sterling Ebanks.
Okay.
Back in 2019. I read to you. I did a minute and a half.
Sure,
right?
go ahead.
It says where, I got a document here. It says whereas either undersigned elector and or petitioner acknowledge that irresponsible supply and consumption of any drug is damaging and should not be supported by legislation. And whereas the Cayman Islands legislation has been advanced to reflect the reality of medicine and science on the positive benefits of medicinal consumption of marijuana. And whereas the Cayman Islands legislation has failed to reclassify the penal code to decriminalize the harvesting of marijuana to be supplied for medicinal consumption. And whereas judicial and enforcement resources and disproportionately consumed for the arrest and prosecution of marijuana consumers for personal and recreational consumption, forcing a situation of inadequate resources for other higher risk crimes. Right? One thing, Mr. Osi, is it number one, right? Bring about legislative change to decriminalize the cultivation and harvesting of marijuana to be supplied for medicinal purposes, to decriminalize the possession and personal recreation consumption of marijuana. Mr. Osi, that time there, that era, that position, who was signing it, they provided they put his ID, Caymanians, right? So it was legit. Hence, that's not now. Orrett Connor, the lawyer, and this Panton, the entrepreneur of Reflections. He had no position. He had no position too, right? So we all agree. And I mean, I agree from my standpoint. We all unity. Unity is equitable, okay? And essential at that time. Yes, they had Premier on in Minister of Education. I can be vocal, so I comment on Facebook. It there too. So how they can read, I read legible, you know, even in my personal handwritten. Suppose also the point I made now. We in this era now that other jurisdictions, it's repleted and they feel provided whatever they can do and they execute. Every jurisdiction, they have 100 days to commence whatever the power structure or merit-based affirmative action. And this herb topic is simplicity. If I marry tomorrow, Mr. OC, and indulge my wife to the herbs, whoever she is, she older younger than me now. Exemplifying that point, right? And Cayman now, we need to wake up and smell the roses. We got to start denying reality. It's exorbitant. I mean, the parlay with certain things. Because the herb thing is ABC. ABC. Other jurisdictions look at that's like, you know, Elon Musk and Trump situation. This will be back up again. That bromance, whatever.
But should we be doing it because other jurisdictions do it?
No, and I see that, no, sir. And I see that. But the point I made, we not kindergarten. We not in no recession, sir. Mr. OC. The simplicity. Yeah, we got to be police state, which we're not. You know, I went to Cuba 2003 when I was 19, had a blast. In every 150 feet was a police officer. That's a police state. You understand? In the communism, very strict on narcotics. If you know the UN now, they draw a line with narcotics. Right, sir? United Nations. So, in the convention. So, like I said again, I hope this government and the opposition, right, come to the connotate, right? Stop this pre-hating of the simplicity. You understand? Like, I'm not forced about it, but peer pressure, no? Based on this, right? Because it's a lot of undermining and demoralizing and frustrating. Not to me, no. But imagine the younger folks and the older folks in this election, no? Wait, sure? As a vital yes. So, go respect the voters and electorates. That's my aspect point of view of it, Mr. Osi.
Okay.
You understand?
Yep.
When this pass, I could talk about aviation. Mr. Osi, before you let me go, 2014, I called a talk show. And there are two MLAs at the time. You know, MPs, that's making now. But in the MLAs obsolete. I called and I said, build next aviation airport in the Eastern Districts. Okay? That's an alternative. Right? I put on Facebook too about a month ago. Right? So we need to think long term. We can't be playing games and thing.
Yep.
You understand?
I agree. We have to think long term.
Take care, man.
Okay, you do the same as well, Rambo. Take care. So, folks, the Deputy Leader of the Opposition, MP Bryant, has prepared a parliamentary question to ask the Honorable Andre Ebanks, Member of Parliament, Premier. The question is, in light of the referendum results from the recent general election in April of 2025, can the Honorable Premier say what is the government's position / way forward on 1, cruise berthing facilities, 2, national lottery, and 3, decriminalization of marijuana in small amounts. So that was submitted to the Clerk of Parliament on the 4th of June, 2 days ago, 4th of June of this year. So MP Bryant sent that to me and asked me to share that with our audience as well. On the other issue, I'm trying to figure out how the best way to do this, whether or not I should explain what Finance Committee is all about, and then later on share with you what I have received in relation to the request for Finance Committee, request to Finance Committee for appropriation changes sought under Section 12 of the Public Management and Finance Law. So let's see what the standing orders of our Parliament say in relation to Finance Committee. Section 81, subsection 1 of the standing orders of our Parliament state that there continues to be a standing committee called the Finance Committee to consider in detail the estimates of revenue and expenditure of the islands laid before the House by members of government responsible for finance, and to examine and consider all financial bills and such other matters relating to the finances of the islands as may from time to time be referred to it by the House, and to report them to the House. I got to look and see when this was last amended, because this one keeps using House, but yet we wanted to rename our Legislative Assembly Parliament, and now we have to make up our mind what is it, what we want to call it, House or Parliament. I say go back to Legislative Assembly. Just my views. Sorry for that little pontification there. Says 2, subsection 2, the Finance Committee shall consist of all elected members and shall be chaired by the member of government responsible for finance. 3, subject to standing orders 105 and 106, which is admission of the press, admission of the public. The deliberations of Finance Committee shall be public. So, folks, if 10 o'clock this morning you want to go down there and in the public gallery, of course, properly attired, proper dress is required. Not necessarily your Sunday best, but, things like shorts and, sleeveless blouses and stuff like that. I'm not sure, whether or not those things would be accepted. So you want to be properly dressed. But you can go down there this morning because it's open to the public. Or if Radio Cayman will be carrying it live, it could be on Radio Cayman as well. We'll find out more about that. Number 4, The quorum of the Finance Committee shall be a majority of the members, excluding the presiding officer. And we know in our case, the presiding officer, presiding officer. This is Finance Committee, so it wouldn't be the Speaker. Presiding officer in this case would be the member responsible for finance. Okay. Number 5, for the purposes of Standing Order 86, Supplementary Estimates, and Standing Order 91, General Powers of the Committee, the member of government responsible for finance may, at any time, summon a meeting of the Finance Committee at the earliest possible date or at any other date proposed. So it's discretionary. I am aware of one member who at this point in time is off island and won't be back until this afternoon and will miss it. No fault of their own, because they weren't aware that this meeting was going to take place. And as you heard earlier, some members were only informed at around after midday yesterday as well. Number 6, the Finance Committee shall be empowered to send for relevant persons and to request such papers as are necessary for the deliberation of its proceedings. Number 7, the estimates shall, upon preparation to the House, stand referred to the Finance Committee. The appropriations bill, upon being read a second time, shall stand committed to the committee. By resolution, the House may, in its discretion, also refer to the committee any other matter relating to expenditure. Clerk of Finance Committee shall record the proceedings. So these all have to do with the procedures as well. And then there is also things about the procedures for the appropriations bill. What I hope to share with you later on is the reason for this Finance Committee meeting, and share with you the introductions of that, and then some of the items that they're looking for. One has to do with financial assistance. Another has to do with medical care for indigents. Another has to do with tertiary medical care at various local and overseas institutions. I think that is it. So we have to take a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Thinking about upgrading your sleep? It's time to discover big savings at Brand Source Home Gallery's Discover Day Mattress Sale. Save $800 on Stearn & Foster, $600 on Tempur-Pedic, $500 on Sealy mattress sets. Plus, enjoy free delivery. Say goodbye to the backaches, hello to the better rest. But hurry, sale ends June 7th. Visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive in Industrial Park. Call 623-5000 or check out brandsourcecayman.com.
This summer, choose from 10 international destinations for your vacation with Cayman Airways. Explore New York, discover Denver, roam Los Angeles, play in Tampa, shop in Miami, tour Panama, uncover Havana, hike in La Ceiba, jam in Kingston, or relax in Montego Bay. Connecting flights are also available from the sister islands. Cayman Airways offers more international non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline, and the lowest rates for checked bags. Book today at CaymanAirways.com, download our new mobile app, or call Cayman Airways reservations on 949-2311. Come fly with us and relax with your uniquely Caymanian airline.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Just to add a little bit to what the performance by the John A. Cumber Primary School, I have now been provided with more information, and they say this is the play that they performed. So it was the Little Mermaid, took place it'll take place June 5th, 6th, and 7th at the Shirley Kidd Memorial Hall at the John A. Cumber Primary School, starting at 6:30. Free admission, folks, free. It's for free as well. The play is directed by Miss Rebecca Jefferson. The music is by Alan Menken. The lyrics by Howard Ashman and Glenn Slater. And it's booked by Doug Wright. So, The Little Mermaid performances taking place 5th of June, 6th of June, 7th of June, John A. Cumber Primary School in the Shirley Kidd Memorial Hall. Just adding that to it. So, folks, let's talk a little bit because 10 o'clock, the Finance Committee will meet. So, the introduction, the purpose, it says, on the 8th of December, 2023, the plan and estimates document for the financial year. I think that would be the same thing as the budget for the 2 financial years of January, 1st January, 31st of December 2024, and 1st January to 31st of December 2025 was tabled in the Parliament, and the Appropriations Act for these financial years was approved by Parliament, and it was gazetted on the 28th of December 2023. This document outlined the government's planned policy action for the 2024 and 2025 financial years. As commonly happens, changes in circumstances since the preparation of the 2024 and 2025 plan and estimates document have resulted in the need to make changes to the plan and estimates and the appropriations requested to fund those actions. Like I said, plan and estimates, I would say the same thing as the budget, right? Section 12 of the Public Management and Finance Act 2020 revision states that Cabinet may authorize executive expenses for an output group, transfer payment, other executive expense, and the acquisition or creation of executive assets and the making of loans or the making of equity investments. Before any expense is incurred, the approval of the Finance Committee of the Parliament is to be obtained. Once approved by the Finance Committee, the additional appropriation must be included in a supplementary appropriations bill for that financial year, and that bill shall be introduced in the Parliament not later than 3 months after the financial year has ended. So they will go to Finance Committee, get the relevant approval, and once that approval is given, then they have to then produce a supplementary appropriations bill for the financial year that has to be done no later than 3 months after the financial year has ended. This document outlines changes to appropriations, approval for which is sought from Finance Committee with respect to the 2025 financial year. So like I said earlier, appropriation changes sought by the Minister for Social Development and Innovation, transfer payments sought by the Minister for Social Development and Innovation. So the appropriation, the name of the appropriation is financial assistance. The original appropriation for 2025 was approved at $12 million. The question now is, the request now is, under Section 12 of the Public Management and Finance Law, for an additional $14.4 million, and the revised appropriation then for financial assistance will total $29.3 million. The reason for it, I know we have a WhatsApp caller. I'm going to take that caller as soon as possible, but I want to finish this first. The reason for the appropriation changes in February 2024, the policy governing the provision of financial assistance was amended to enhance the level of support available to eligible recipients. The amendments included increased allocation for essential expenses such as accommodation, food, and utilities, as well as the introduction of new eligible services, including, but not limited to, rental deposits, internet access, transportation, and supplemental food assistance. To facilitate, the other reason is to facilitate the implementation of these enhancements. Funding originally allocated to the 2025 fiscal year was reduced by $6 million and reallocated to the 2024 financial year, resulting in a temporary reduction to the 2025 appropriation. This submission seeks to increase the funding by $14.4 million to bring funding to the 2025 fiscal year to $29.3 million, thereby realigning financial resources to the level that will meet the continued viability and effectiveness of the financial assistance program. And again, what they have pointed out here in this, they have given the figures: $12 million original appropriation, $4 million 2025 appropriation that was utilized in 2024 pursuant to Section 9.5, and $2 million in 2025 appropriation that was utilized in 2024 pursuant to Section 9.5 of the Act. So, folks, all of these figures, I don't expect you to understand them. I don't really understand them myself, but we know that they're requesting $14.4 million more, which will bring the total appropriation to $29.3 million as well. And then, on the other side, medical care for the indigent, originally appropriated was $12 million. They're asking for an additional $8.25 million for a total of $20.25 million. And the last one, tertiary medical care at various local and overseas hospitals. Initially, it was $14.4 million. They're asking for another $20 million for a total of $34 million. Now, bear in mind that the government, this existing government, is asking for this, but this is not necessarily monies that were used by this government that we have in place now. Now, some members of this government may have been members of the past government, but what is being asked for now is not money that has been incurred now by the present government. I think it is important to make that clear as well. Let's take the commercial break. We'll have 15 minutes left when we return, and I believe we do have a few callers on hold as well. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Thinking about upgrading your sleep? It's time to discover big savings at Brand Source Home Gallery's Discover Day Mattress Sale. Save $800 on Stearn & Foster, $600 on Tempur-Pedic, $500 on Sealy mattress sets. Plus, enjoy free delivery. Say goodbye to the backaches, hello to the better rest. But hurry, sale ends June 7th. Visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive in Industrial Park. Call 623-5000 or check out brandsourcecayman.com.
The 24th Annual Talent Exposition of the Arts, Joy, is here. Presented by the New Self-Help Foundation, Sunday, June 29th at the Hawkwill Theater. Awesome performances by actress Caitlin Tyson, Erica Asai, Rico Rolando, Jade Dixon, Williams Quartet, Dequan Smith, UCCI Dance Company, Cayman Music School, Radiance Dance Studio, Centerpoint Dance Studio, John Gray Elite Strings, Lloyd Barker, Ola Jimmy LaPierre, and more. Tickets cost $15 CI prepaid and $20 at the gate, and available from the #1 shoe shop and Winner's Circle Sports. Talent Exposition of the Arts, Joy, hosted by Anika Connolly and Lloyd Barker. June 29th at the Hawkwill Theater. Gates open at 5 p.m. Show starts at 6 p.m. Part proceeds from this event to benefit the Foundation Educational Development Training Program of the Arts.
With Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of this show this morning. We do have a WhatsApp caller. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Orrett Connor.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Okay, and you?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay, well, in one of the 2024 in November, Auditor General's report, Ms. Winspear, she reported in the newspaper another black mark for government came from the Auditor General on cash reserves. Winspear said some core government entities have significant current assets, some of which relates to them holding high levels of cash. I noted that several core government entities had not repaid their surpluses to the Ministry of Finance, despite this being a legal requirement. Departments called out by the Auditor General for this behavior included the Cabinet Office, Ministry of Tourism and Ports, and Ministry of Sustainability and Climate Resilience. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Very, very observant. It would be interesting to know now whether or not, since that report came out, whether or not those government entities have complied with the recommendations made by the then Auditor General as well. Very, very curious to know that. Any more calls, Ms. Susan? No more calls. Okay. One of our listeners, and they have asked that before closing, we should say a few encouraging words to the search for Andrel Harris and his family. They say this is heartbreaking. It certainly is, and we never know, we can never imagine what the family is going through at this point in time. But first of all, I want to say that those persons who are in a position to assist in the search, or if you know something that you believe may be crucial to the search or to the investigation, please come forward. At the same time, I would implore those persons using social media to do so in a responsible way. Do not spread rumors or innuendo. Wait for the facts to come out. Wait for press releases to be issued by the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service or any other governmental entity. Spreading rumors can only hamper the search or the investigation. Those of you who know the family and are close to them, close enough that you can provide comfort to them, because I'm sure at this point in time they also want to have their privacy. But those of you who are close enough to the family to provide comfort to them, please do so as well. I'm sure that they would welcome, all of the kind words that could possibly be, and comforting words that could possibly be rendered to them as well. Please do that. And to remind everyone also, let me find this. Let me find it. What was about the Cayman, to remind people of the assistance that is out there in the event that they may want to seek assistance as well. Ms. Susan, there's a WhatsApp message. It's very short. You may want to check it first to see whether or not there's anything that we may want to share this morning. So meanwhile, I am trying to find the Cayman one so that we can, here we go. Yes, okay. So if you are feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling sad, if you're stressed out, or if you feel suicidal and you need support, then please call Cayman. It's a mental health helpline. The number is 1-800-534-6463. That helpline is open Mondays through Fridays from 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. as well. And you are provided with free and confidential support and guidance on your emotional and psychological health as well. So that is Cayman, 1-800-534-6463. 3, operational from 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. Mondays through Fridays. You going to play that voice note, Miss Susan?
Hi, OC. I was just listening to that question as to whether the Legislative Assembly should be called the Parliament or should be called the House. Actually, that is not a choice which is out there, because House is just a term that normally parliamentarians use when they are in the Legislative Assembly. They would say this House or this Honorable House. And that term is used in the cases where a legislature is called a Legislative Assembly or it is called a parliament. It doesn't matter. Either way, the members of that particular place, they call it this House. So that's sort of neutral as to that question which has been asked. I hope this helps. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I want to thank that's extremely helpful as well. But I would say, and I guess I have to go back and because while you have a UK Parliament, it is actually called the House of Commons and the House of Lords. Yep. Well, and this person who sent that voice note, they know exactly what they're talking about as well. And thanks for that clarity as well. I guess I'm so anxious to chime in, about Parliament and Legislative Assembly, because, my personal opinion on it was that we didn't need to change from Legislative Assembly to Parliament. It was a cosmetic change, and whether or not it was done to satisfy certain egos, I don't know. Some of the excuses, remember when before we renamed Executive Council Cabinet, one of the things, the arguments put forward to changing the name Executive Council was when we travel overseas and we go to different jurisdictions and we say we're a member of Executive Council, people don't know what we mean by that. And that was the excuse. So when you go overseas and they ask you, what part of the Cayman Islands you from, and you say you from Georgetown, then is that embarrassing? Or is that embarrassing to have to say, explain to them what Georgetown is? You just explain it to them. There's sorry excuses for changing things, and that's just my personal opinion, in relation to that. We're going to take one last caller, and we have about 3 minutes. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Well, morning, old Caesar, long lost friend again.
Hey.
You remember? You see the question that Kenneth posed?
Mm-hmm.
About the cruise port?
No, all three.
I said
referendum questions.
The first thing he said was about the cruise button. You read it. I didn't have privilege to see it. You read it. No, did I tell you? Oh, see, you live in this country longer than me, brother. You remember the people initiated referendum? Mm-hmm. When Honorable Alden McLaughlin with the PPM, the people referendum crossed the boundaries, they scrutinized it, and they went way over the limit. Alden shot and said, well, forget the cruise. No, the government initiated it, and it got shot out of the skies.
Mm-hmm.
You remember I told you that if the cruise port had got as much water as the marijuana, that Kenneth Bryant would be barking down Andre, right? But he's not saying, but he's on this port. The port got defeated twice. It got defeated by the people that initiated referendum, and it got defeated by the government initiated referendum. It is done. Talk about what the people voted for Jesus Christ's sake. Huh?
So you don't think it is fair for him to ask the government what they're going to do, because all of them are advisory what they're going to do about each one?
Okay. It's fair for him to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can ask stupid questions too, you know. And that one about the port, in my humble opinion, barefoot, humble Cayman Bacto opinion, it's a waste of time. The people spoke.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me something. Who voted Kenneth and them in? Jesus voted them in? Huh? Or did the people vote them in?
People, but remember, we still say it is an advisory opinion. It's only advisory. Government can take that advice, or they may choose not to. Remember, that wasn't a unitary thing. We didn't know where some groups stood on it. Some groups say that they stood this way or that way. Now we have a coalition government that is comprised of independents and two parties as well. So, it's a valid question. Caller, we have to go though. We've reached the top of the hour, but I will be back here at, God willing, this afternoon, starting at 12:15. So please feel free to call back, folks. I want to thank all of you who participated this morning. Welcome you to join me this afternoon on Talk Today as well. Have a great day.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice. And the Cayman Islands National Museum. Explore captivating exhibits and learn about our unique heritage and culture.
Since 1976.
Covering Grand Cayman, Low Cayman, Kenneth Bryant.
One small step for man, one giant leap